Well, it's been about a week since the Mariners announced the hiring of new head coach Ben Guite, and we decided we'd sit down with him in person and follow up a little bit. Ben, how has the reception been since you were officially announced as the new head coach?
It's been great. It's been incredible. Just meeting the staff here with the Mariners, getting a chance to talk to some of our players, the guys that are signed, some guys that have been here in the past. We're trying to re-sign, and then just last week we were the players at the Bruins development camp, and that was awesome. Like their staff there took real good care of myself and Terrence Walley, our assistant. And it was just a really good learning experience, and hopefully maybe see some of those guys that were there at the prospect camp.
I want to talk to you about Walley in a second, but how about some of the players that are coming back? Have you had a chance to talk to them, and what have those conversations been like?
Yeah, we have, and they've been great. The guys are optimistic. The guys really enjoy the group of guys they had 2 years ago. They felt like they were a bit robbed of a playoff contention, so they're excited coming back, and they're excited to being together again. It was a really close-knit group of guys, and I think they played hard for each other. So, like I said, it's been nothing but positive.
And you've only worked with Walley for a short period of time here, and nothing necessarily on the ice yet.
Right.
But what have you seen so far in his transition from player to coach?
Well, he's extremely hardworking. He's on top of his stuff, and he seems to be very well liked by the players. So to me, if you're a good person, you work hard at this. Obviously, this is his first. It's his baptism in the coaching world, but I expect big things out of him. It's just a question of time before he catches, before he learns this stuff and being really good at it.
You mentioned Bruins development camp, and one of the biggest questions we're getting from fans is what can we expect in terms of players from Boston and Providence? And I know you can't give us names just yet, but give a general sense of maybe the amount of players we're expecting here or what that picture is looking like.
Right. Well, for sure, I think we're going to get 2 goalies. And obviously, if one gets called up, we're going to have to provide our own. There's definitely chances are there's going to be a handful of defensemen, a handful of forwards. And it's going to matter a great deal with how healthy the big Bruins are, the Providence Bruins are. It all trickles down to us. So I'd say, you're probably looking between 6 and 7 players, when everybody's healthy to be down here with us in Maine. And then, there'll be the odd guy that comes down for some extra games too. So I think there'll be a good amount of numbers and something that the fans can get excited for, because those guys, for my, I've been part of the Bruins before. I kind of know how they operate. They don't just sign guys. They sign guys they're interested in. They sign guys they see being able to move up the ladder. So I think the guys you're going to see here are going to have a chance to play the highest level.
Let's finish this up with some favorites. First, what was your favorite memory as both a player and a coach at UMaine?
Well, player's easy.
I figured.
We won a national championship in '99, so that was to this day we still meet up as a group every 5 years. And I think the 20th year in 2019 we had 86 people out of that group show up in Mont-Tremblant in Quebec, and we had a nice little vacation there. As a coach, there's a lot. I'm trying to think here. Probably it's funny. Probably the last game we played at full Alphon 2 years ago, where Jeremy Swayman won the Mike Richter Award. It was on senior night. Unfortunately, it was our last game of the season because of the pandemic hit after. But it was a senior night. We won 1-0 against Providence. And essentially, that win kind of propelled us. It was going to put us in the NCAA. So it was a culmination of everything we had done. And there was a very, very similar to the team that was in Portland, actually, for the Mariners. It was a really close-knit group of guys. They played hard for each other, and it was a fun group to coach.
Favorite food?
Ribs.
Favorite movie?
Oh, I'm a big fan of The Godfathers.
Okay. TV show?
Man. My wife's got me into Schitt's Creek right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to say
we can censor it out if we need to.
Yeah. Schitt's Creek, I guess that's the one we're watching.
Favorite sport other than hockey?
My boys are into baseball, and I was not into baseball growing up. I followed the Expos, but just having them in baseball, and I've started coaching it, so I can. My expertise is very small, but I've enjoyed being outside and being part of what they do. So baseball will be my second best.
And lastly, favorite hobby away from the rink?
Whatever my kids are into. As a coach, you have very limited time away from the rink. And so I spend it with my family, and so sometimes it's baseball, sometimes hockey, sometimes throwing balls at my head, whatever. We have fun with it.
All right, Ben. Well, it's a pleasure as always. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll be talking to you a lot more soon.
Thanks, Mike.